Welcome to part 2 of my Alaska vacation video 2010, picking up where we left off in Denali National Park. You'll recall that I was on a bus tour and we were looking at some wildlife from pretty far away. We've got some of that to show you. Starting off with some more Dall's sheep. You can make out some little white dots about halfway up that mountain towards the center of your screen. Those are sheep. I saw them with binoculars a lot better. There were a fair number of seagulls around. This is probably a mew seagull, named after the call that it makes. And here's some moose. We finally saw some moose pretty much at the end of the bus trip as we had turned around from the park road. This kind of scenery, the tundra, the mountains, the big blue sky, this was like, you just look out and you can look forever. You can see far, far, miles and miles, tens of miles, the expanse of space, undeveloped, untouched, basically, with wild animals, and this is just the way it's been forever. I love it. So, after the bus trip, I went back and I took a walk just on my own. Now there are some paths pretty close to the nature center, but most of the park is wilderness. And they are telling you, warning you all about the brown bears. You don't want to walk alone, and when you are walking or hiking, you want to call out, "Hey bear! Hey bear!" every few minutes. Well, if you don't want to yell out, then they tell you to clap your hands, or to sing, or to have a little jingle bell or something. Well, all of those things meant to disturb the bears and not surprise the bears. To me, that means like you're going to scare the bear away, you're never going to see a bear. And I wanted to see a bear. So I decided not to do any of those things. Here's a liverwort. Now, not everyone knows what a liverwort is, but it's related to moss. Blueberries, yum. Well, I don't really like those, but bears do. Here's bunchberry, related to the dogwood, and some other flowers. I soon exhausted the trail and just kept going on the park road. This is the park road. Very little traffic on this road late in the day. And I walked probably 10 miles on that road. I did not see any bears. No bears whatsoever. I'm safe and sound. That's great. Even not calling out, "Hey bear," having jingle bells. But you know what? The national park did not warn me about all the wolves that are in the park. I'm just walking my merry way and I begin to hear all this yipping and barking. And I'm thinking, where are the wolves? Where are they coming from? It sounds like it's getting louder. Are they coming towards me? I'm kind of excited, but at the same time rather alarmed because they hunt in packs, you know. Oh, there they are. Oh my goodness, they're coming my way. There's a lot of them. Oh wow. No, hey, get off, get away, hey! Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to give you the wrong idea. It's kind of embarrassing. Those really weren't wolves. They were dogs from the Iditarod. They're based at Denali National Park. And as soon as I figured out that they were playing, I relaxed. Decided to play with them a little bit. No big deal. A few scratches here and there. My shirt got a little wrinkled. But I had fun. You think they bought that? Well, I guess it's time to get back to the pictures of my Alaska vacation. Well, all joking aside, after my walk in Denali National Park, I was awfully tired, and I sat here at the bus stop waiting for my hotel to pick me up. Speaking of buses, the very next day, it was time to leave Denali National Park, and I took a park connection tour, and it was headed through Anchorage all the way down to Seward, where I would be meeting my mom and dad. Now, one of the stops that the bus made was at Talkeetna Lodge. On a real fine, clear day, this would have glorious views of the Alaskan range. On this particular day, though, it was all fogged in. I tried to make the most of it, though. We had about half an hour stop there at the lodge. I went for a little nature hike. There was some trails, and while I was on one of those trails, I heard a peculiar bird call, and I wasn't sure quite what it was. Listen in. Getting closer. Funny little bark now. I'm pretty sure these are ravens. Alright, I'm going to try my hand at this. Well, no answer. Could have been an interesting video, but... Well, the bus arrived in Anchorage about lunchtime. They let us off for about an hour. I went to the food court in a mall downtown for lunch and took the long way back so that I could see a little bit more of the city. Strangely, I noticed a lot of fur companies that were lining the streets of one part of downtown. Most of these companies sold fur coats, which surprised me because fur coats don't seem to be all that popular these days. But then I saw a window display. They weren't showing fur coats, they were showing fur underwear, male and female. Honestly, I didn't really think about this. When I stayed with my friends John and Shayla, I didn't really think to ask them whether they were wearing fur underwear, but based on this window display, it must be that real Alaskans wear fur underwear. I was really enjoying my visit to Alaska, so excuse me as I wonder about what I might look like as a true Alaskan in Alaskan underwear. Here I am in Alaskan underwear. I think it looks pretty comfy. What do you think? But wait, something's missing. That's better. But we have no arms. Well, later that day I did make it to Seward. I hooked up with Mom and Dad, who had gotten off of a cruise ship, and we moved into our little apartment. And the very next day we started what would be the highlight of the entire Alaska vacation, and that is a nature cruise on a little boat in the bays that surround Kenai Fjords National Park. I'm not going to be talking too much more through this footage. It was just stunning, and it got better and better.
Look at that otter just floating around.
It has that little private cove there.
Yeah.
Sea otters, bald eagles, and part 2 of the Alaska vacation video will end very quietly. No credits, just enjoy the porpoises as they ride the bow of the boat.
South.